what's up, everybody? Welcome to the YanBar Podcast. Bryan Barcelo, host of this episode. Today's guest, Rap Magic. What's good, man?
Hey, how you doing, Brian? I'm doing
Fantastic.
well, man.
That's what's
I'm
up.
doing yes, sir. Doing good, man. Doing good. Sorry, I'll let you answer.
Oh,
How
that's
are you
okay,
doing,
man.
bro?
I'm
Okay.
fantastic, and I appreciate you accepting our invite.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I greatly appreciate being invited again
You're
to the
most
podcast.
welcome. Hey,
Thank
you've
you.
been on the podcast before, man. What have you been up to since then?
Working, I dropped 30 tracks. I believe since then I dropped about 30 tracks on YouTube, SoundClick, Reverb Nation. I finally got to learn how to use BandLab. It's a studio app that's on your phone or you can download on your desktop. But it's such an easy app to use to record your own music, and you don't have to go to the studio to play. If you're just making demos, it works. I mean, I give it top notch 100.
Is there
I
any
mean,
cost for it?
on point values. I mean, you got 12 tracks layouts on your phone. I mean, you can do so much with it. I
Mhm.
mean, it's a beautiful. I mean, for me, anyways.
Yeah,
I
I'm
use
saying,
my
is
phone
there
for
is there
everything.
any cost associated with it? Is it
No, sir, no cost unless you want to upgrade to pro or get other extra reverb effects or other stuff that they got that you
right?
might have to buy. That you might have to buy a interface for. This
Hmm.
they upgrade, yeah, but it's the app is
But
free. The
so the
studio
free
is
version
free.
is great.
It works for me. All the music that you heard, that you hear now on
Mhm.
those, I think I have like 24 tracks that I got on YouTube. Those are all made on BandLab on my phone,
Hmm. Now, can those
and
songs be monetized?
you can, yes, sir, they
Uh,
can monetize because you can make your own beats or you can
mhm.
buy lease the beat from
Right.
anybody. And right
Mhm.
now I'm working with Young Gotti Beats, which is giving me permission to I could play my music, do whatever I want. I can't monetize it, not right now because I don't buy the WAV files. But I'm
Mhm.
working with this man to get beats at a low cost to where I can, try to monetize my stuff. My YouTube channel, I'm at 20,000 views less that I need to monetize my YouTube. But I'm not in it for that, Brian, for the
Right.
money. Yeah, I'm in it just to make music, just to keep going.
That's what's
You know,
up.
you
Hmm.
can monetize a lot of things, but I work. I work at Red Robin. I'm a
Right.
dishwasher. I
Hmm.
do my thing, but I don't stop making music.
Right. And you
That's
know
just
something? I'll tell you
yes, sir.
something. You mentioned dishwasher.
Yes, sir.
I used to do that and stuff. One of the most fun jobs I ever had. I mean, nobody
Hey, it
bothers
is
me. I have my own area. They
exactly.
just leave me to myself,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Yeah. As long as the dishes are clean, they're good, man.
Yeah,
It's yeah.
exactly.
Nobody bothers you, and then I'm good with the cook, so I eat sometimes for free.
Oh
I
man,
mean,
yeah,
hey, you can't beat that.
exactly.
Blessing from God. And I finally got myself a little more organized mental wise. I'm good. I'm 52 now, so I got
Hmm.
to keep moving forward. I got to keep addressing that we're not getting any younger.
Yeah.
We're getting older. You got to get wiser. And but my past being incarcerated and stuff like that. I want to move forward and move away from that.
Hmm.
The lifestyle, anyways.
Right.
Because you could be rich, you could be rich and famous, but it's all that money brings
Hmm.
problems. If you don't
Yeah,
invest it wisely, you're gonna have problems, or you're gonna give it up, or you're gonna eventually make wrong moves with the money and end up
exactly.
being broke.
Hmm.
It's the longevity for me is the music and being able to do it and the creativity where a label doesn't take that away from me. That
Hmm.
was my main goal is I don't want nobody taking my creativity away from me. I want to be able to
Hmm.
say, I did this. I created this.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter what beat they give me. I try my best to write to it. But the fact that I write the music and I write the publishing, that it's mine. Those are my hooks. Those are my lyrics. I don't want a label saying, no, this is mine. No, it's mine. I
Hmm.
saw what Prince went through with Warner Brothers, and
Right.
that made me think, labels, was it the right way or is it not? And then you think to yourself, being independent, you have all the freedom in the world to create whatever you want,
Exactly. And
without
whenever you
some,
want.
yes, without some
Yeah.
executive on your
Hmm.
butt telling you, hey, you got to
Hmm.
go perform, you got to go do this, you have to, you have to, you have to.
Yeah,
And then
and they keep stressing
and
you for that advancement money.
that is correct. And then you end up in debt. A lot of artists end up in debt after off the advance. And it's like, well, what's the point of getting the advance? And it's really like a loan.
Hmm. Yeah,
Here,
exactly.
we're gonna borrow you this money as an advance, but you're gonna owe us after you get that money, we make our money back, then you get your royalties. I'm like, who
Right.
has time to wait for that? That's why a lot of artists that that you see on that were famous then, and you see them now, and they'll a lot of them express the fact that the label kind of screwed them over,
Hmm.
and so it makes an artist like us as independent, that you could the young generation, you can buy them fast, because they're young, they're learning, and it's either a 7 year make it or break it platform, when
Right.
they do this when they do the signings for the contract. But yeah, I'm just trying to keep going and trying to survive on my music.
Understood. Now, one thing you had mentioned when you brought about the money and how it can have problems. I have a friend named Saladin. Shout out Saladin.
Uh-huh.
He told me one time, I don't know why he told me, but it was actually accurate. He said, "Yo, Supreme," that's what they call me. He said, "Yo, man,"
Uh-huh.
he said, "I wouldn't worry about being poor, man." He said, "Being poor keeps you alive." I said, "Oh, really?
It,
How is that?" He said,
it
"Well," he
does.
was talking about Sonny Bono, and he's talking about some other people who could afford to go on these trips. He said if the guy was poor, couldn't afford to go on that trip, probably still be alive now. And he had mentioned some other people, because of the money they had, they lost their lives. So he said, don't worry about being poor, man. It's probably keeping you alive. And I was like,
Right, right. Yeah, it
just a
keeps you
thought.
humble. It
Yeah.
keeps you humble. It keeps you grounded.
Yeah, man.
Being poor is not bad. It's the struggle of how you overcome that poorness and that poverty. If
Mm-hmm.
you do it in an honest way, you feel good about yourself.
Right.
But if you're out there doing crimes, committing crimes just to get out of the neighborhood, and then you end up incarcerated for the rest of your life or what have you,
Yeah.
then you see the outcome is, well, I would rather be poor than be incarcerated.
That's right.
I
Yeah,
would
and
that is go ahead,
yeah,
Brian.
I'm saying, and it was something else that people were saying about the things that you have. If you can be satisfied with the little bit that you have, it said in a
Yes, sir.
sense you're more rich than anybody who has a whole bunch of things, but they're not happy with it.
They're not.
I'm probably screwing that up, but yeah, it's something like
No,
that.
but they say that money can't buy happiness. I believe
Mm-hmm.
it can, but it can't buy your true happiness in your heart.
Mm.
It's almost like a cover up. You're buying all these things, all this uh, materialized things, just
Mm-hmm.
to hide your sadness or hide the real authentic you.
Ah,
Because you can have it, but then you can lose it at an instant also.
that's true.
And then what was the point?
Mm-hmm.
It's just why have all these things and not enjoy them?
Right.
I see a lot of artists that have all these things, but they're constantly touring and never have time to enjoy it.
Yes. You have that side of it too. I see a lot of people with a whole bunch of money and success, and they're still getting mad about things, fussing and fighting. Like
Right.
sometimes I see these millionaires, playing basketball. I'm like, yo, man, you got to
Yes.
keep things in perspective. You're super
Right.
rich. I wouldn't get too upset about this. You know,
Right. Yes, sir.
you
Yes,
know
sir.
something,
Hey,
Rat Matt?
Brian.
I'm sorry. Go
Yes,
ahead.
sir. No, no, no. Okay.
No,
Brian,
you
I
the
was going to
guest. Go ahead,
mention,
man. Yeah.
no, Brian, I was going to mention that I created this new style in music using the band lab. And they got the drill music in New York. Now it's in New York too. But it was
Okay.
created in Chicago, the drill trap music.
I didn't know
And
that.
they call it drill. And
Mm-hmm.
so I invented Texas drill rap. But what I do is I use that pitch that DJ Screw used to use, how he would lower his pitch on his voice. But I use that as a centerpiece to my rap when I screw my lyrics and my vocals left to the right,
Mm-hmm.
to the right, to the left. So it
Mm-hmm.
was like a new genre of music for me at 52 years old to be able to say I created that because we don't have drill music here in Texas.
You do
So I'm
now?
the first. We do now, and I want to say I'm the first artist to pop it off. I got a song called Southern Boy Drillin'. That's one of the best songs that I've done in BandLab on my phone that I like to record. Is like I actually paid somebody to record that, and I want to just throw it out there, because we didn't have drill here in Texas.
Wow. That's what's up.
Yeah,
The
they call
trailblazer.
yeah they call it trill music here.
Right.
Trill me like real and true in one word. I call it drill, Texas drill, because I'm going left and right like a drill, drilling your ears with the sound.
I
And
see
that's
what you're saying.
that's my terminology in the studio. Not
Mhm.
killing people, but in
Right.
the music in the studio, try to make music to your ears. And
Understood.
yeah, so I was like, keep pioneering. Yes, sir, Brian.
That's what's up. Now, Red
We got to
Magic, you
keep. Yes, sir.
you
Yes,
mentioned about I think you alluded to maturity as we get older, and I'm wondering,
correct.
has your music changed to reflect that, or
My
how
music
has
right
it?
now,
Yeah.
right, yeah, it has. It's a lot with these new 3 tracks I got on YouTube. it's changed my perspective. And okay, we've lived our past, we've lived our regrets. It's a certain point in time that you either got to climb over that hill and go over, or you're going to fall back and slide back down and go through the same things. And in maturity, and in reading the Bible, it says that our gray hair that we have on our heads comes from wisdom. To have wisdom is having gray hair, but it all shows in how you reflect that wisdom to others. And so my music is changing. I'm trying to, sure, I keep up with what's popular, and this is for this and this is for that. But my main goal in my heart, for music wise, is show maturity, show that I've grown from what I used to be, and you can hear it in the music as what it is now. And
Now,
that's yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I got a question. It's totally unrelated and stuff, but you're right
Okay,
about
no
the
worries. No,
maturity.
yes, sir. No,
Yeah,
no
you're right
worries. No
about
worries.
changing as we get older, and it seems
Yes,
like
sir.
our music, our craft should reflect that. But if it doesn't, whatever, that's on the artist. But the question I was
Correct.
concerned about, probably a little too late to
Yes,
be
sir.
concerned about it. What are you watching in the background there? And I'm wondering if YouTube and the guy's going to get
Oh,
me
I
for
was
that.
watching. No, I'm sorry. You know what? I was watching
What?
this movie. I was watching this movie on it's a war movie with today's President's Day.
Right,
So I was gonna put
right.
some kind of rap stuff in behind me,
I
but I
thought
was
about
running
that.
late.
Maybe your own song.
You know,
I
I was
hope
gonna put
YouTube
no,
don't give us
no,
any mess about it, but we'll
no,
see.
no. Well, I could just change a little like this if you'd like. How's that?
But like I said, I
Or
don't mind. You know how YouTube is.
no? Well, it's just
Yeah,
a thing. Well, I could change it, but
yeah. Like I said, I don't mind much.
or put my big head over it. Like how's that?
Nah, because you know
No.
what I was
Now
thinking
they don't.
about? You know how they
Now
give
they
us
won't
what
give it.
for?
No, they won't. They'll give you smoke if you put it on your channel as an
Uh-huh.
actual movie, and
Right,
post it.
right.
They'll give you smoke about that. What's in the background, if as long as it's not sexually explicit or violence,
Yeah.
like condoning violence, then
Mhm.
yeah, they won't. We won't get
All
no
right.
flack for that.
Because I was thinking about how they do with incidental music. One time I was out there in Vegas and one of the performers was doing Michael Jackson stuff, and they gave me a strike on that. And I'm like, I can't help what people are playing as they drive by in their cars. Or what
Oh,
people are playing.
gotcha.
So they
Oh,
got me
gotcha,
for
gotcha.
it's called incidental. So that's what I was thinking
Okay.
about pictures. I said, are they gonna try to get me for incidental? I don't know. But we'll
Well, you
see.
can't really see what's happening though. It's just like in a far out background. But I can turn it off if you want, Brian.
No, 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 no. I
No,
mean,
because
perhaps I
I'm not
shouldn't have
listening.
mentioned it, but
No,
I
that's
don't
fine. But
know. Can you get one of your music
yeah,
videos on? Is that
no,
possible?
no, it's not on. It's not
Oh,
on
okay,
that.
that's okay. Yeah.
It's just a satellite video. It's a movie.
Nah,
But
I feel
I
bad
can turn
even
it off.
mentioning it now. Maybe I
No,
should.
I'm not.
It'd be curious to see what happens.
Nah, I don't think they would.
All right, let's
Nah,
just roll with it.
nah.
We'll see what happens. And the worst
Yeah,
thing,
we'll
we can
ride with
use
it.
the audio.
Yeah,
We could get a nice
there's
picture of you and use audio.
no, because there's no audio there, so it's just a.
Right, right. No, I'm just talking about
Yeah.
you. I'm talking about if the
Oh,
worst thing had happened and we just use the audio. Because a lot of people just listen while they're driving anyway and stuff.
okay, okay. Well, we can shut it off. We can shut it off.
Whatever you think is best.
No, yeah. I think it would be best if we
I
did.
was
We
actually
don't have
liking
any.
it myself, but like I said, I just
Yeah,
thought
there,
about it.
see, look at that, like
Yeah.
an instant, like magic.
That's what's up.
How's that?
That's what's
See?
up. Yeah. And I feel so bad mentioning it and stuff, but I hate to
No, no,
go through the whole
yeah, no
cast
worries.
and
Yeah, and then you have to go and do re-edits and stuff. Yeah,
whatever. Yeah. And
I
that's
got you.
curious
Okay, so
about.
since
Yeah.
we stop that and we don't get any that way we know that this part won't get cut off. We'll go back to the Texas drill. I
Yes.
really because the music is really is at 52 that I created that genre because we didn't have it in Texas. It was
Hmm.
in Chicago and then it moved into New York and now it's slowly moving over here. We got this thing called trill. It's called real, true and real in one. That was created by DJ Screw and Pimp C, and that was trill music. That's what Texas is known for. As far as with Rap a Lot and most labels that are in Houston, affiliated in Houston, that's where that genre of music originated.
Mm.
I'm from the Valley, more southern, and I was thinking, well, what can I create new? I did my Latin funk thing. I did all my stuff for Knuckle Funk. I go, I want to create something new, which is and drill is what's hitting right now.
Hmm.
It's a drill music for me. It's going left and right and using that same pitch that DJ Screw used on his vocals, going down center lane, and then left and right with the other vocals in main line as going like a screw. And then that's my drill
That's
music. A
interesting.
lot of people,
So I
yes,
was
sir.
going to ask you, what makes drill music drill music? Bro? What do you
Okay,
call it?
in reality, drill music
Mm.
is being out there like in the fields, in the center of a gang war, and they when they call it trenches is in their neighborhood. Those are the trenches, and drill music is really drills really going out there and shooting people. You know, it's a drill. That's what they call a drill. And
Oh
then and
wow.
when they make the song, they're speaking about the drill they just taught their ops, the
The pe-
opposition.
the people I've been seeing on the news, I've been hearing about some rappers being shot and people
Yes,
getting arrested because they mentioned that they shot the person in their music videos.
that's exactly correct, and that's why a lot of these youngsters they mention it. It's like it's their claim to fame, it's their hype to their music, but in reality, they're living that life. You know, they're actually really out there shooting people, and they put in their music, and that's how they get caught up. You know, and then it's I don't know. It's just it's weird. Like a lot of rappers that are dying right now or getting killed, it's because of music. It's because of hip hop and how the industry. I don't know. I don't want to say the industry in general, but some labels. I'm going to
Mhm.
say some labels. They glorify it. They give you the advance, and then you go to the neighborhood and spend it. But you're risking your life in general because you're living that life of either getting shot, and the label keeps all your publishing rights.
Yeah. I'm
And if
sure
you got a good, go ahead, Ryan.
I'm sure you saw that interview on the Breakfast Club with I think his name is Liar. He's with the record industry.
Okay.
And I
Oh,
think Charlemagne asked him like, why are you like promoting these guys and doing drugs and all, and violence and all that? He said, surely you got to know. And he says, I admit that we're a bit opportunistic. And he said, but hey, I got a family to feed. So I'm
oh, that's
like,
true. And
yeah,
yes,
go. I'm sorry, go
I've
ahead.
seen. No, I've seen that one, and I've seen this other guy, this executive that has a YouTube video on YouTube that explains how the industry um, uses the ghetto to bring these artists out to pay them and promote the violence, glorify the violence, where these people actually do get killed, and the company actually keeps your publishing rights. They keep your money because it's all inside. It's all connected inside. You don't have
Wow.
nobody else to claim your royalties. And if you have a big catalog of good music, you know, and you get killed in the neighborhood and you're signed to a major label, nobody's gonna see it on any of that money. Sure, your name will be out there. They'll keep pumping your music out, but where is that money going to?
Exactly. Now the
You're
blame. They said when you point your finger at somebody, what you got like three pointing back at you, and I'm sure that artists has share some responsibility in this too. Like perhaps we
that's
shouldn't
true.
be putting that out.
That's true. That you shouldn't glorify it. You know, especially if you really are living that life. It's a lot best to keep quiet. You know, not to mention that. You know, like what is the point? You're gonna get caught.
Mhm.
You know, and what is the point of having all that money and you're doing this real stuff, and then eventually you get caught or you get killed? You know, you had all that money for what? Nobody else, or somebody else is going to spend it.
Yeah.
You know, you're buried. People are, you know, and sometimes it's a false sense of glorifying things when they really don't have the money, but they want that money. That's the
Hmm.
things that they want, and they glorify it in a sense to try to get a label deal. You know, to keep pushing that.
Yeah.
You know,
Right, Magic, tell me something. Do you think people
yes,
just like being bad? I mean, like the other day I was thinking, somewhat related, but I'm saying I was thinking about the holidays we have. They all are about decadence. I don't see any holidays where there's a bunny giving out like carrot sticks and celery. You know what I'm saying? It seems like
right.
everything about candy and everything is like bad for you. And then it seems like the music too. Seems like we gravitate towards bad stuff. It seems like you put out popular music, nobody really wants to bother with it. But you put out something negative, they all on it. What do you think's up with that? And will that ever change? Can it change?
And it can change, and but it all depends on. Also, there's a lot of media. The media pushes this into your head to they engrave whatever they want to sell, whatever they're promoting, or whatever political agenda is behind the media giant or the machine that's behind that, that keeps pushing that into the minds of young children and mind of youngsters as to buy this is what's good for you when it's really bad for you. And they keep
Mm-hmm.
pushing that. And they have a different narrative inside their ads as saying it's sure it might be good for you and it might not be, but their narrative doesn't disclose what the bad things are. And the media pushes it because the corporations have the money to pay the media for them to push out their commercials.
Yeah,
And
and
that and the more you see it, the more you gravitate to it. And
exactly.
and
You
that's
know,
what I
just
think.
so I was just watching videos pertaining to that, how they had McDonald's and Coca-Colas in the schools. They got this guy dressed up like Ronald McDonald. Now check this out, man. He's got
Wow.
the M. He's got the M on his uniform. But what they
Yes,
did, they
sir.
blocked out the M so that kids
Excuse me.
wouldn't know that it was Ronald McDonald. Now, afterwards, they asked the kids, they said, oh, McDonald's. I mean, they're not stupid. They knew it was Ronald McDonald. And at the same time,
Right.
they're pushing Coca-Cola soda in these schools. I mean, the gymnasium is full Coca-Cola products, kids wearing their hats and all of that. I'm
Yes,
like,
sir.
wow, I didn't know this was going on. So that programming is happening in schools, TV, music, everywhere.
Everywhere, yes. And now in some schools, they take out the vending machines. Here in the Valley, I don't think they have any more soda vending machines or chip vending machines around the area or in any area of the student by the cafeteria. It's got to be either bought from the cafeteria or in the cafeteria, whatever they're serving. But they used to have vending machines back in the day where you could buy a Coke
Oh,
and buy
wow.
those snack chips. Now it's different. Now I don't know. I guess the marketing strategy is changing, Brian. But a lot maybe and maybe some people see it as good and some people see it as bad. But to have a McDonald's in your school seems kind of fun, cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on how much depends on how much the school's charging you for your meal.
Mm-hmm.
And if the franchise can get inside the school, I mean, it might be okay and it might not be, but it's in the end, it's all about money.
Yeah,
It's all
exactly.
about it's all about the product that sells and who's generating the revenue for it and who has enough revenue to pay for that slot. It's almost like going inside Walmart. If you want to get your ass in the, I mean, I'm sorry, if you want to get
Mm-hmm.
your stuff in an end cap, you got to pay for that slot.
Exactly.
You got to pay for that yeah, for that shelf space.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that, well, to have a McDonald's in a school, I wonder how much McDonald's paid the school or
Right.
how much, because McDonald's does do a lot of good for scholastics,
Well, that's how
for the
they get
educational
in.
program.
And yeah, I just
Yes.
wanted to be clear that the video that I saw, there was a man, like I said, just dressed as Ronald McDonald,
Yes, sir.
promoting that product, but acting like he wasn't, So I don't know if they actually had a McDonald's in school, but I think I've heard of that
Right.
before.
Yeah,
Not
but
sure though.
or maybe it might be like one of those pilot programs. Let's see if
Oh,
this works. Let's see if this
right.
let's see if this can sell. If it works, if it's accepted by the public.
Yeah, they'll get
Or
lifelong customers that way.
yes, and then you'll see that if it works or it has a good meaning behind it, and they're going
Mhm.
to use that money to generate for educational books and stuff like that for the school, then the city manager has to approve that. Your
Right.
commissioner and your city manager, and then once that layout goes out, well, it becomes a city and state problem, or a city and state win.
Hmm.
Because I've never seen a McDonald's in a school ever in my life, but that
Right.
sounds like fun. I mean,
Yeah, if I
I
was a
mean, who would?
kid, it'd be fun to
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
Hey, imagine all the competition. Hey, so we gotta have a Jack in the Box in our school. That would be
Exactly.
awesome.
Right.
You
Just
know.
in case you guys are joining us a little late, speaking with Rap Magic, CEO of Knuckle Funk Records.
Yes,
Check this
sir.
out, man. Can you tell people where they can find your music and
You can find
everything
me
else
on
you're doing?
SoundClick, Rap Magic DeLeon. Search for the artist. On YouTube, Rap Magic DeLeon. Search for the artist. SoundCloud, same thing. Rap Magic DeLeon. I'm on all platforms. I don't sell music online. I make music to share with everybody because that's what I've been doing all my life. I went through my minor years, when I was a youngster, going doing tours and doing little venues, and I learned what it's about. And it's a lesson for everyone to learn about the business. If
Mhm.
it's a cutthroat business, you have to really 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 bleed bleed what you want, because it's hard to get it, Brian. There's For every rapper, there's a million more like you. Every artist, there's a million more like you, and it takes a lot of will, the strength to keep going. And it's up to you to sign to a label, and depending on the perks and the cons and the pros and cons, if it's worth it to you to do it. Me, I've
Mhm.
been doing this for a long time. I like being independent. I don't like nobody waking me up and saying we got to go do this, we got to go do that. Meet and greet stuff, and sometimes you got to have your own personal time.
Exactly.
And
Rap Magic, how long you been doing this?
since 1987, Brian.
Wow.
1987. I got my first DBA when I was 18 years old as Knuckle Funk Records. When I had to go to the courthouse, you had to pay the $50 for the
Mhm.
certificate. I said,
Right.
oh, yes, sir.
How'd you
And
come
I
up
kept
with
that. Huh?
how'd you come up with the name? Uncle Funk Records.
No, I don't know. It just I was a kid, and I used to squab a lot. I used to, you have to use your knuckle, your fist. You couldn't use
Right.
no weapons. And I don't know. And then I saw this fist on a picture, and I went with my head, knuckle, and I saw that it would fit funk in your hand. And I put the FUNK, and I had a friend of mine draw it. And that same uh, blueprint that has a Knuckle Funk Records, the original logo that you see
Mhm.
online, that's the same one that he created in 1987.
Wow, that's what's
And
up.
yeah, the same. He drew it with his hand. And then my friend Johnny Fezzi Harper, he saved that file and he gave it back to me when I came back from Austin. And so I use that.
Came
The
back from
original.
Hartford. That's
No,
the
from
original.
Austin. No, from
Austin.
Austin.
Oh, I thought you said
Austin, yes.
Hartford. Yeah. Okay,
No,
so
no,
you've
no.
always been in Texas?
Uh, the majority of my life, correct. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I
that's
moved
what's
to
up.
in '96. I went to California. '97. I went to Chicago. I was in Chicago. I was in Bentonville for a while, and I did Fargo, North Dakota for 1 year when the Twin Towers went down in New York.
Hmm.
I came back to the Valley, and I never left Texas
That's what's up.
since
Hey, check
then.
this out. Chat GPT. I just got a 10-minute notification. Chat GPT. That's that AI. I'm sure you heard about it in the news. This thing, it can make movies. It's doing people homework. And it can also make music and stuff. I think there's any
Really,
danger to musicians and artists and doctors and anything.
they have an artificial intelligence program that can make music
Oh yeah, it can
on
actually
its
make,
own.
check it out. It can actually make you a movie. Get to that part. I want to
Really,
see a movie in space with, I don't know, three rabbits and a turtle or something, and
and
it'll make a
it'll
movie.
generate it.
Yes, it can. Like I
Wow,
said, it's doing people's homework in college, and
wow, it's
at
getting
I'm sorry, yeah, at the time they didn't know,
it.
they couldn't tell who's as kids is
Who
doing
was
it, the
the?
computers do, yeah. And it's also
Wow,
writing
yeah.
songs, making symphony music and all of that. So I'm saying, are you concerned about that or for the artist?
Oh yeah, very concerned. I'm concerned for the people, for all of
Oh,
us in general, for the whole human race in general.
go
Because
deeper, man.
once they start creating things that humans do, we're not going to be needed anymore.
Ooh, what
They
do we
might just
do?
take over. They might just take over our creativity, and I don't know, perhaps give it to somebody. As far as, oh, you know what, that's really nice, that's beautiful. Let's get this artist to sing it. It might not be any more independent artists that could survive
True.
in creativity because you'd have artificial intelligence making the hits instead of the human trying and generating his own feelings. There would be no more feelings to the music.
It'd be
It'd be
lifeless.
art. It'd be lifeless. That would be correct, Brian. That's a scary thing.
Wow.
And movies as well,
The
because
artists, the actors. Same thing with the
yeah,
actors.
because who's generating the the creativity behind it? It's artificial.
Right.
It'd have no meaning. It'd be meaningless as far as like a director, producer, actor. You'd have a machine making it for you, and so you lose all sense of creativity.
Exactly. And the only people that's going to be able to get in is whoever got the best AI. And I'm sure that's going to
Right,
be out of reach of
right,
the average person.
right.
Wow.
And everybody knows that he with the most money and the team that can do that, that's running stuff, is Elon Musk. He has a lot of different platforms that he's working on:
Right.
robotics, spaceships,
Mhm.
electrical cars. The guy does it all, and
Yeah.
he's
Definitely
very
a
well backed.
visionary.
Yes, he's very well backed by a lot of investors with a lot of money.
Yeah, man.
And if anybody were to pop that off, it would be him because he loves music.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
Elon Musk,
cool.
that guy actually made a rap song,
Oh, he
believe it or
did.
not.
Oh, I got to
Yeah,
look that up.
there's a video of him rapping. He did a rap song, and then somebody made him a song called
Uh-huh.
Elon Musk. And so the guy's into the music. I think he was dating an artist, I believe.
Oh, wow. I
Uh,
didn't know that
I,
either.
I'm what was her name? Grimes? So I think Grimes or something like that. Yes,
Hmm.
he was dating a singer. Yes.
I didn't know that. And Rap
Yes,
Magic, we
sir.
getting down to
Yes,
it.
sir. Okay, boss.
As customary on the podcast, like to give you
Yes, sir.
last words, parting words, anything that you like to leave the people with, anything that we didn't cover that you like to talk about.
I want to let people know that hopefully, God willing, this following year I'll be finishing up the Alton, Texas bus accident book. It'll have 21 chapters, small, mind you, but it'll have 21 poems for each student that passed away, 21 chapters, and the number 21 will be affiliated with the book, but it has to have significant meaning to me and to others. And that's part of my projects that I'm doing stealth. But since we're doing now this podcast, it'll be out for next year, hopefully, God willing. Um, I'm still making music, still doing everything I can, working, still here. God bless. And I thank you so much for the second part, Bryan, for the opportunity. Uh, Much love, man. Much love.
You're
Everybody.
welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Rap Magic DeLeon. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of the YanBar Podcast. Be sure to check out our previous YanBar Podcast guests. And always remember that the YanBar Podcast is a place where you make it happen. Once again, my name is Bryan Barcelo, host of this episode with Rap Magic DeLeon.
Knuckle Funk Records, baby.
Yeah, man.
Peace. Peace. Thank you. All right, Bryan. Much love, man.
Peace, man.
Thank you. Peace.